Hi guys, Eden here, and today I'm going to be showing you my very own tier list for Terraria melee weapons. There may be some that you don't recognise or you haven't seen yet before, or even ones that you were expecting to be here but they're not. That's because this isn't the newest version. This is missing some down here because I don't know what they are. I recognise this one, but these aren't weapons I'm very familiar with, so I feel like it would be unfair to rank them. Anyway, so we're going to start right from the bottom with the lightsabers. These are in order, by the way. My favourite colour is red, but I like the blue lightsaber the most. I don't know why, it's just something about it. I guess it's not the blue, it's just bright and it goes well. And then we have red and pink, both very close, very cool, very similar also. This green is great, I love it. This blue is too bright, really. It's just a lightsaber. Green, this green, I guess. This is gold, I like gold. This orange, orangey, yellow, purple, then silver and white. Yeah, we don't really care about those, they're just there, because I feel like it would also be unfair to rank them, because they all do a pretty similar damage, and it's just a colour that sets them apart. Then we have the unranked, because these swords are just like so terrible, we don't even care about them. Yeah, we don't like them. In fact, they're not. There we go. That's awesome. There we go. Cool. Right, let's actually get into this, sorry. So we have this one, I forgot the name, I'm already doing terrible, but it is a very good sword for your stage in the game, but it's just not good. It's good for what you can have, but it's just not good. It's good and bad, and that's why it's put in Y, which I guess you could call the bottom one, but it's not so bad, it's in unranked, it's just not good. And then that's the same for this one, and this one. And in fact, all of them are the same. They're just not good. They're decent for what you can have, I guess. But it's, not that great. The cutlass, doing a fair amount of damage, looks pretty cool. But it is quite, it's upsetting. Because the cutlass is a great weapon. It goes well with almost any outfit. Because, it's a badass sword. But it's just not that good. The attack speed isn't great either. Bear in mind that this isn't like in like damage, this is all like in stages of the game and your position and how good they are at that time. Bone sword, yeah, it's okay, it's not great. Same with Candy Cane. It's a really cool design, I like both of them. They just don't do, it's just not good because you can spam it, but you won't get very good results out of it. Then we have the Glorified sword over here, same as this one, but this one fires and does a lot more damage. This is a really cool sword, but it's a letdown because it doesn't do so much damage, well, nowhere near as much as this one anyway. And it could have fired something, it could have had something special about it. It's just a green sword though, and it does a fair amount of damage, nothing good compared to that one, as I've said. So it's not great, nothing really special about it. It had potential, really. Christmas tree sword, this is a really cool sword, let down by the damage. I mean, it could have done a lot more damage because it's a cool sword. And you had to fight the dudes to get it, so it could could have been way better. Even with good reforge, it's still not that great. The old cranium sword, I'm gonna call them sword because I can't remember what's what. Yeah, it's cool. I guess it's alright. I wouldn't call it good as in to go to the air because there's so much better. Because the Mithril's better. Most people would argue with me on that, but I think Mithril's better. Because it's just cooler. Oh, yeah, it's just good, much better. Death Sickle. This is such a cool weapon, but it's been let down so massively because of the damage and the way you attack. You can't just swing it and it fires something, which is really cool. But that's the only way you can attack, because unfortunately, when you swing it, it doesn't. You can't swing it and do damage with the sickle itself. It's only the propellers or the the pink, purpley sickles that come out of it. And that's a really big letdown. So yeah, and these two are basically the same. This one just slightly more damage. It's very cool, very useful for that stage of the game. You have the air tier. This is a very interesting one, and I'll explain why. So the Master, it's a really fast sword. It does like 20 damage roughly, which is really good for a fast sword as well. It's really cool, and it's one of the weapons used to make the nice stage up here, so it's really good, really useful weapon to have, and you will need it. The Seedler is a sick sword. It does good damage for its for the resources it requires to make it, it's not that hard, and you still get great results from it. Yeah, epic weapon, nothing special about it, but it's cool. Okay, so the damage is terrible. That is why it is in the F tier. Sorry about that. That is why it is in the F tier. But the range, this sword is massive, and literally no zombie will be able to touch you if you have this thing, because you can just swing and the zombie won't be able to get to you. This mythic sword is cool, long. It's kind of similar to this one, but it does more damage, and that's why it's up here. This fires stuff, and that's very cool. It's a really cool design as well. So it fires stuff. That is special about that. Once again, Breaker Blade, massive sword, fires stuff. It is very slow though, and that's why it's useful to have when these two like kind of cancel each other. This one is very fast, very small, very slow, very big. Now we get into the sort of better swords. So here's the Adamantite sword, massive damage. It's not that fast, but it's not that slow. This is a really, really cool weapon. Nothing that special about it, but it's really good. It does lots of damage. It's great. Keybrand. Yeah, it's not that special. It's not special at all, really. But it doesn't really need to be, because it does like 50 damage in just one swing, and the crit chance is mad. So it's it's very good. The Chlorophyte Weather sword. This thing is goated. The amount of damage is mad. The orbs aren't that accurate though. However, that's why it's only in the OK tier. I would put it up here in amazing, but the orbs aren't that accurate. Psycho Knife. This thing is fast. Once again, zombies won't be able to touch you. And you also go invisible, which is very cool. It's a very fun way to prank your friends as well. This sword, of course, I think it's enchanted something or other. It is very, very useful, because the projectiles that it fires do decent damage, and it's just really cool, and you use it to craft some other stuff. So yeah. The zombie hand, this is a great drop from a zombie, probably the best thing you can get from a zombie, if not the zombie brain. But it's very cool, and it does like 14 damage, which is really good for taking out zombies, especially early game. So that's great. Then we have the Shoe Excalibur. Projectile's cool, and it's cool looking Excalibur. It just looks very, very cool. Sorry about that, but it's there's nothing that special about it. It's kind of boring. It's a cool projectile, cool design, but it's not that great. It's not that special. It's still good. Then we have the Blade of Grass. It's cool, nothing special once again, but it's cool, and I like the colours on it, and it's very good because it's pretty fast and it does decent damage. And it's kind of the same story for the titanium sword here. This thing is long, so it's once again same as the Capture sword and the Breaker Blade. Very good, and it's a very cool looking sword, especially with the armour. And then we have these things. I forgot what they're called. I'm very good at this. But they are so fast, like unimaginably fast. So they do mad damage, and it's great. Beekeeper. The fact that bees will come out and get you, help you, is just so useful. It's great, and it's a really cool weapon. It's like clean as well. The Influx Waver, similar to the Terabyte, these two are often compared, but the Influx Waver is an end game weapon, or towards end game anyway, because you have to do quite a few things to get it. It's a very good weapon. It's not like Moon Lord end game, but it's up there. And it's just really good because the projectiles it fires are cool. It's a really clean weapon, similar to the Blade of Grass. Yeah, it's very cool. Terrorblade. This is kind of the sword that when you think of melee, you think of Terrorblade, and it's classic, really. I would put it in God tier, but it's not that good. It's just classic. It's really cool. Yeah, not much to say. Very cool. Cool projectiles, and it leaves a cool trail to help you light up the area. Knight's Edge, this thing is epic. It's similar, once again, because it fires a projectile, which provides light, which is also green. Yeah, it's this sword, just better revamped. And talking of this sword, Knight's Edge, very, very good. It's very fast, good damage. It's not slow, because it's fast. Yeah, the only part why it's not in God tier, because it would be, is a crafting recipe. You have to do quite a lot of stuff to get it. And same with Terrorblade. But yeah, that's a nice edge. This is amazing. It's so useful because you can kill zombies while inside your base or whatever. It is so cool. Horseman's Blade, what an epic sword, actually. This is probably my favourite sword, I love it so much. So cool. It fires, it doesn't fire, it has pumpkins that come up to the enemy and just go, it, you know, kills them, or attacks them anyway. And it's very useful for farms and things where you just AFK in the honey and you just swing your sword at the mobs. Got to Zenith, there's not, you can't really explain that. I can. Do I need to though? That's the question. Then we have these things, I think they're claws, something or other. They are so cool. They are so fast. And I don't know if they're in the game anymore, but they're so cool. They're just so useful. So this, so that. They're great. They're really great. Then we have the Fiery Greatsword. This thing is mad. It's pre-hard mode, and it's definitely the best sword before pre-hard mode. Screw the Night's Edge. This thing is madness. It does so much damage. It's massive, and it's just so good. You can't really beat it. Pre-hard mode anyway. And then there's Meowmere, and a really annoying weapon, very loud, but it does mad damage. I think you can do up to like 300 damage, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. Then Sarath, what an epic weapon, similar to the Star Fury. It's just really good. The projectiles that come out from the sky is endless, and there's so many of them. It's just really cool. Anyway, so that is my tier list. If you want to make your own tier list, just look up tier list and you'll be able to find one. Let's see what